Some recipes can be daunting when cooking them for the first time, so Tesco and Sorted Food have teamed up to help you with some of your food firsts.
Today we're going to show you how to make a goat's cheese and rosemary soufflé.
We're going to show you all the tips to get it right first time, every time.
Here's the equipment that you're going to need. The full equipment list is down below, or you can just screenshot this.
And for the ingredients, you will need butter, flour, milk, the flavours of rosemary, garlic and goat's cheese, and then of course eggs. To begin, we need to infuse some flavour into our whole milk, and we're going to do that by taking a couple of sprigs of rosemary, chopping it up until you've got a couple of tablespoons and warming it up in the milk in a saucepan, plus adding a whole clove of garlic that's peeled.
And now for the body of the soufflé, which is a roux. So take some butter, melt it in a pan and add some flour. Then take your infused milk and add it a little bit at a time, stirring to keep the mixture smooth.
And don't be scared at this stage, it's much gloopier than you might expect for something like a bechamel, but if you follow all the weights and measurements linked down below, you'll get it right.
And now for the cheese for our cheese soufflé. In order to make the most of our cheese, I went for a chat with our Tesco cheese expert to find some information. So we're making a cheese soufflé. Is there any particular cheese that you'd recommend us use?
I would use a goat's cheese because it's soft, it's got good texture and it's easy to melt. To use this cheese you need to add more flavour like rosemary or any other herbs and spices because it's got a mild taste.
If I'm not a fan of goat's cheese, are there any other alternatives that we can use in a soufflé?
You can use any kind of cheddar, as long as it's mature so it gives it a nice flavour.
All you need to do is melt your goat's cheese into the thick sauce along with a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Now the main ingredient in a soufflé is actually air, and what we need to do is get egg whites in order to incorporate that air. So take 4 eggs, separate them out. You need 2 egg yolks to enrich our sauce, and 4 egg whites we whisk up until you've got stiff peaks, and if you put a squeeze of lemon juice in there, it really helps. What you'll need to do is prep your ramekins by lining them with a little bit of melted butter, and if you brush up and down, a suggestion from you guys, it helps with the rise, and when you're picking your ramekin, make sure you've got one with straight sides. And this is the time-sensitive bit of a soufflé. You want stiff peaks, which is something like that, and then a third of it goes into your cheese mix, and you want to fold it in, but you can afford to be a little more aggressive with it. And then once that's roughly combined and has loosened the mixture up, you put the remainder of your egg whites in and fold very carefully. And if you do this with a metal spoon that's nice and thin, it's much easier than a fat wooden spoon. The key here is to get an even mixture, but to know when to stop, because the more you work it, the more air you're going to knock out. And then use your mix to fill up 4 ramekins and divide equally between them. And at this point they need to go straight into oven, no messing around, 175 degrees Celsius, and they'll need 20 minutes. Don't be tempted to open the oven and peek, because once they've risen, they need to fully set, and that's why they need 20 minutes.
Wow. And there you have it. If you're looking to cook soufflé for the very first time, then you cannot go wrong with this recipe.
It's a goat's cheese and rosemary soufflé, sorted.